Coach Shifflet, your third CAA Championship this weekend at Chesapeake, Virginia at Oscar Smith High School. Going as the number 2 seed in the CAA rankings, but probably still a favorite. Tell us about this weekend.
Well, I think the guys are anxious and ready to get down to Virginia to compete and start the postseason off. Nice to know that we've got everybody back in the lineup. All 10 guys are healthy and ready to wrestle, because we haven't actually had our full lineup since December. I believe it was the Binghamton match. So it's exciting to get everybody back in the lineup. Exciting to start the postseason, and looking forward to competing this weekend, and obviously St. Louis in a few weeks. So,
what does Hofstra have to do to get its 9th consecutive conference championship?
Well, everyone's got to do their job. I mean, individually, I think that's the way you have to look at it. We've got a young team, guys who certainly have progressed throughout the season, and we've seen these all these teams in the conference. So, if everybody does their job and wrestles the way that we know that they can wrestle, I see us coming home with another conference championship. So, it's just wrestling in the positions that they're strong, and staying out of positions that they don't need to be in, and just wrestling smart and positive, and wrestling for the whole 7 minutes. And I just think this time of year, it's such a long season that there are going to be some guys in that tournament that aren't going to want it as much as us, and we need to take advantage of that opportunity and really go out and wrestle hard.
You got several number 1s in the seedings and several number 2s. Who's the key to the victory individually, or is there a group of?
Well, I don't think there's any one guy. I mean, going up against some of the teams that are in our conference that have strong, another strong 10 guys like Old Dominion or Ryder. I mean, everyone's got to perform well, and obviously the guys who are seeded 1 need to perform up to their seed, and the guys who are 2 hopefully will overcome some of the guys who are seated above them, and so on and so forth, right down the line. I mean, we've had some injuries that I think some of our guys aren't going to be seated as high as they should be, or that I believe they should be. But they're going to have to go out and earn it and wrestle hard. And like I said, it's just nice to have everybody healthy. I think for some of the guys, they took they've had a little of a mental break, which I think is gonna help them this weekend.
This year, a new format with the NCAA. At least 20 CAA qualifiers are on the line this weekend. Tell us a little bit about the new format and how that can benefit the CAA.
Well, I mean, I like the new format. I like that, to be quite honest, you have to earn your way to the national championships. I think not using history in order to determine who qualifies for the national tournament through their conference is the way to go. We've dropped in qualifiers this year from 24 to 20, but the guys that are in there, the qualifiers that we did get are the ones that the guys earned throughout the season. It didn't just come down to one conference tournament. It was the progress that they made all year, the wins that they had all year, the losses they had all year, the strength of their schedule, a lot of little things that make a difference and decide whether or not they deserve a qualifier for the conference or not. So, and even with that being said, I mean, if you go to the conference and you're one of those guys who's had a great year and you have a bad weekend this weekend, there's still a good chance that you're gonna make it through one of the at-large bids, which a committee is going to decide. So, I think there's a lot of good things in it. I think the only thing that really the jury's out on is what kind of representation are we going to have from compared to what we've had in the past from all different universities across the country. I think we've got 87 or so Division I programs, and is it going to increase? Is it going to go the opposite direction? I think that's the one concern that I may have, that you want to see that representation at the Nationals, but more importantly, I think it's just you need to deserve and earn that way, and I think the system they have right now is pretty clear cut, and the guys that are wrestling throughout the season know what they have to do in order to qualify. So it doesn't just come down to one weekend, and so I think the system's good, and we'll see how it plays out for Hofstra. Right now, in the past we've had 7 or 8 guys going to the national tournament. I think we could surpass that this weekend or this year, but maybe we could drop. I mean, it's going to come down to how we perform this weekend, and if we don't perform as well, if we can get some at large.